On August 15, 1977, an astronomer at Ohio State University in the United States made a rather peculiar discovery. While analyzing data from the telescope he was using, astronomer Jerry Amon was stunned by what he saw. In a burst of excitement, he grabbed the nearest pen, circled a section on a printout, and wrote a single word that likely reflected his amazement. Wow! To this day, the source of the radio signal detected by the telescope remains a mystery. Some speculate that it might be the first signal detected from an extraterrestrial civilization. Known as the WOW signal, it lasted approximately 72 seconds. Adding to the intrigue is an article published a few years before the signal's detection in 1959. The article, authored by two astronomers from Cornell University, suggested that intelligent civilizations across the universe might try to communicate using a specific frequency in the electromagnetic spectrum, 1420 MHz. This frequency was chosen because it is known as the hydrogen line, a very specific frequency emitted by neutral hydrogen atoms. The authors theorized that hydrogen, being the most abundant element in the universe, would be familiar to any technologically advanced civilization, making it an ideal universal communication channel. The frequency of the WOW signal was 1420-3556 MHz, remarkably close to the hydrogen line, making it seem almost too good to be true. Decades have passed since the signal was detected, and its exact origin remains unknown. It came from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius, and some astronomers have even identified sun-like stars near the area where the signal is thought to have originated. Could the WOW signal have been the first detection of extraterrestrial life, and we just haven't fully realized it yet? In 1961, an astronomer named Frank Drake devised an equation to help us estimate the number of intelligent civilizations in our galaxy. Known as the Drake equation, it isn't scientifically valid in terms of representing reality directly. Instead, it serves as a guide for delving into the speculative field of searching for extraterrestrial life, using the best scientific knowledge we have. The values generated by the equation can vary widely. However, even with conservative estimates based on decades of rigorous scientific research, the equation suggests there could be thousands of other civilizations sharing the galaxy with us. This brings us to the famous Fermi Paradox, named after the physicist Enrico Fermi around 1950. The Fermi Paradox highlights a seeming contradiction. We observe a universe filled with countless potential habitats for life. The more we study and explore, the more potential life-bearing planets we identify. Initially, it seems that life in the universe is more a matter of probability than difficulty. With so many different worlds orbiting so many stars, the vastness of the universe makes it almost certain that life should have arisen on many worlds. Yet despite all these indications and the numerous places where life could exist, evidence suggests we are alone. If the universe seems so full of life, where is everyone? Why hasn't anyone tried to contact us by now? The Fermi Paradox has intrigued scientists and astrobiologists for many years. If you ask them, they will likely share their favorite hypothesis to explain it. Many of these hypotheses are compelling and highly coherent. But today's video is dedicated to one of the most obscure and frightening solutions to the Fermi Paradox, with implications that could alter humanity's approach to the search for extraterrestrial life. The dark forest hypothesis. Speak softly, they might hear you. Perhaps our galaxy is teeming with life right now. We know that nearly every star we observe has planets. The dark forest solution to the Fermi Paradox accepts this premise. But how does it explain the deafening cosmic silence we encounter? The central idea of the dark forest hypothesis is that all civilizations are afraid to reveal their location to the rest of the universe because we cannot know the technological level or intentions of these other civilizations. The concept becomes even more alarming when we consider that humanity has been sending signals into space for roughly 100 years. Any intelligent civilization within 100 light years should have already received our signals. But why would an extraterrestrial civilization destroy another simply because it exists? Let's set aside our evolutionary baggage as humans for a moment. Yes, we sometimes do foolish things to one another, but we have a consciousness that prioritizes our survival as a species. In times of crisis, we tend to prioritize the survival of our species, which makes sense from an evolutionary standpoint. Any species that doesn't focus on its continued existence will lose vital resources and space necessary for survival. It's as if Earth is a grand game where only the most selfish species have a real chance of winning. The dark forest idea is essentially this, but on a galactic scale. With just two premises, we arrive at a chilling scenario described by the hypothesis. First, the primary goal of any civilization is to ensure its survival. Second, civilizations in the universe will continue to expand. However, the resources in the universe are finite and do not grow along with civilizations, making them increasingly scarce over time. Consider humanity for a moment. We are nearing the point where we have enough technology to begin colonizing other planets in our solar system, albeit slowly. Eventually, we will have expanded to all possible locations within our solar system. The resources available here will no longer suffice to sustain and continue our expansion. In this scenario, we will need to expand to other star systems. But what if, upon reaching these new systems, we encounter civilizations that are technologically behind us? The best option might be to annihilate those civilizations. We live in a universe with limited resources, and survival is our primary concern. Given these premises, it is not hard to imagine predatory civilizations eliminating any other civilization that reveals itself. It's a matter of survival and resource competition. Currently, we are already facing challenges in obtaining various precious elements. Asteroid mining for these elements is no longer science fiction but a topic of real-world discussion, with laws being drafted to regulate it. It's not far-fetched to imagine a highly advanced civilization capable of interstellar travel, eliminating all other civilizations it encounters to preserve resources for future use. You cannot know the intentions of other civilizations. It is impossible to determine if they are friendly or potential enemies. With such limited information, the best strategy for survival is to remain silent and avoid drawing attention. Simply eliminate anything that poses a potential threat before it becomes one. In this cosmic survival game, the best strategy is to remain silent and avoid detection, hoping that no other extraterrestrial civilization has noticed us yet. If the universe operates under the laws of survival, this spells bad news for our curious nature. The WOW signal might have been the first and possibly the last detection of an extraterrestrial civilization attempting to communicate. Considering the years it took for the signal to reach us, how many other civilizations intercepted it along the way? If the WOW signal was indeed from an intelligent civilization, it might already have been annihilated. Our ideas of space exploration, discovering new worlds, new forms of life, and new cultures, and understanding our place in the universe might just be reflections of a species not yet mature enough to play the cosmic game. The dark forest hypothesis offers a dark and unsettling perspective on the potential nature of our galaxy. There's no strong reason to dismiss it because it is fundamentally solid. Perhaps the universe is truly hostile, and we haven't received signals from other civilizations because they have all realized that the best strategy for survival is to remain silent. Even if predatory civilizations don't exist and all potential extraterrestrial civilizations are peaceful, the mere possibility of their existence forces us to consider turning off our communications and embracing silence as a survival strategy. Just as various life forms on Earth have developed camouflage to avoid predators, humanity might need to do the same, shut down our communications, and accept silence as a hiding strategy. But I'd like to hear from you. What do you think of this hypothesis? Let's discuss it in the comments. Thank you, and see you next time.